Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing with you guys a puzzle. You can see it on the screen. I have also included the evaluation bar so you guys can see. Stockfish right now is saying this is a draw, 0-0. But in fact white is winning. It's white's turn to move. White is going this way. So white can promote. Those are moves you could consider. And feel free to pause and try solve, but I will give you guys a rundown on this position. So the two moves to consider are either promoting this pawn or promoting this pawn. Now if you promote this pawn on b8, you immediately lost because queen takes e7 and you're just down so many pieces. So you have to promote the pawn on e8. But if you promote to a queen, now black will play queen to c1, and you can see the evaluation bar is massively in black's favor because they can deliver a checkmate like this. A ladder checkmate with the pawn covering the f5 square. So white cannot promote to a queen. So what do you do? Well, the beautiful move here, and the most obvious one of this puzzle, is to promote to a knight, giving check. Now black has two options. They can either go to f8 or they can go to h7. We will consider both. Firstly, if the king goes to f8, now white is just winning with queen on b8. And black has no way to check except for this. But the move you have to see here is the move pawn to h6, deflecting the rook from the defense of the g8 bishop, and this would just result in a checkmate. So the king cannot go to f8. Where should it go? King h7. And now here is where you need to be very precise and threaten checkmate on the next move. You need to play the move pawn to h6, threatening a knight to f6 checkmate. And how can black even block this? There's only one way, which is queen to e7 check. And now after knight to f6, the queen sacrifices itself for the knight, and you as white have to consider, do I take this with the king or with the pawn? Well, let me just tell you, if you take with the pawn, you are completely losing actually, because you have no way to checkmate in time. Black is more than fine to even just play king g6 and this. This is a line the computer is recommending. At the end of the variation, you win the queen and the game. So if you take with the pawn, you are just losing. You have to take with the king. And now comes d2, b8 queen, d1 queen, and the move queen to f8, threatening checkmate on g7. There's only one way to prevent this again, which is queen to g1, and you go queen to g7 anyway, giving this check. And after takes, pawn takes, black is in zugzwang. They only have two legal moves on the board. If they move their king, you are just free to promote and win. So they have to move their pawn. Now obviously you don't take the rook, because you want to leave black in zugzwang. You play pawn takes b5, a4. Notice how the computer is still saying this is a draw, but you're gonna see it changes its mind very quickly after this next move, because now you promote to a knight. And you can see the computer just changed its mind. Suddenly white is completely winning. It's no longer a draw. And the idea is black promotes to a queen, Now comes knight to d7. And how are you going to stop the threat of knight to f8? Let's say black plays queen to a3. Now you will just play knight to f8. Queen takes. And one final trick. You promote to a queen, this is stalemate. You have to take here and promote to a rook. And after, king to h6. Now you go rook a8 and you bring him around like this. Let's say king tries to run away. Rook to a1 is now played. Would be a draw, because rook h6 check. And your king is forced to move and it would be a draw. So the move you have to play now is king to g7. Wow, this puzzle just gets more and more complicated. And after this, you take king h8. And now you are free to just go here and win the endgame. What a crazy puzzle. Remember, if you enjoyed that, by the way, this endgame is always winning, because firstly you can just take the pawn, and if this pawn was protected, for example, you can again just take, and next move you're going rook f6 and taking this guy. And if black tried to ever sacrifice, this is just completely winning for white with 2 extra pawns. But as I was saying, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you would like to get private one-on-one coaching, the link is in the description down below.